it looked like he was trying to be like a motivational speaker to help people see the signs. So if it doesn't
Well, I've seen
happen
several other
again
creators who said he's been on TikTok for a little
for a
while
while, just now. But
and never mentioned it, and they had no idea who he was.
are you
Because
serious?
yeah, they were just like, he seemed like some random dude,
Well, I could see where he could go.
and they had no idea who it was until he started posting this stuff, and then they were like, oh, crap, I've seen his videos. And a lot of creators realized he was following them, and then a lot of them went and
Yeah.
removed
Okay.
him or blocked him.
So if that's true, now that brings me up to now because I was going to compare him to like a Kyle Rittenhouse type of person, and I didn't want to go there. But now that if that's true, if he didn't start, if this wasn't what what he started with, now I'm thinking, yeah, this is a Kyle Rittenhouse situation. Maybe I can understand if things are rough for ex-cons. It's hard to get work. I don't want people to not be able to earn and then have to feel like they have to go back into the system and whatnot. I agree, but this feels like that situation. Like, what can I do to earn money? I know. I got a shocking platform, and like I was about to say, at first it seemed like something where he was trying to be like educational and things like and talk about.
That's what I was going to ask. Is this a matter of him trying to?
I haven't watched his
'Cause
stuff.
I haven't seen
but
it.
what a lot of other creators are saying as well is that none of his content really seems to be anything that's.
Until Aunt Karen dove and started to cut into him, and then it starts to feel like the mask is starting to slip.
Yeah.
Like it's just a
Like if this is something that's genuine and he is trying to spread knowledge in regards to preventing what he did to happen, like mental wellness,
right.
The
Then I'd be all for it. Yeah.
discovering the reasons why before it happened.
Right.
You know, seeing, like you said, seeing the signs in these situations to prevent the situations from happening in the future. I can get behind that because there's plenty of ex-cons and
Who do that, yeah, who very positive. They
motivational speaking who
turn their lives around,
who run community situations for homeless and the kids and you know,
Sure.
big brother little brother stuff. And so I can fully support that. I am all about someone learning from their mistakes and trying to show and teach the better way.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
And it felt like that in the beginning, and even Aunt Karen admitted that that's what it seemed like. But the more and more you listen to him, and now that you're saying that he didn't start talking about this at first and he just started shifting to this, it started to feel like there was it wasn't as genuine as he was trying to make it out to be. And I won't bore you with the full video, so some of these are really long. But like, let's play some.
School shooter. I had 17 years in prison, and I had videos about it.
All right, Karen's Court, this is our live tonight, so if you see...
Now let's go to the next one.
The only thing different about you, John, is that you didn't kill anybody, because you were a poor shot. Thank goodness.
Since I was a poor shot, I shot into the ceiling. What are you talking about?
Thank goodness that you were a poor shot. That's the only reason why. And you are getting grace on this app for no reason. You're not advocating. You're not putting out information about how to truly. You haven't really talked to any advocacy groups. You said it yourself. You haven't started anything. You are strictly on this app benefiting off the fact that you went to jail to prison for 17 years for being a school shooter.
I'll pause at that because and the more and more she kind of dove into him, you could feel like the frustration. I understand that you get frustrated because you feel like your integrity is being attacked. But the main question was, should a platform like this exist? I get that you say that you're trying to build awareness, maybe be a changed man and trying to help prevent this from ever happening again. I understand that. But when I was making this a topic, and I was thinking to myself, does he have anything set up for the victims of his school that he went to? Does he have anything set up for the victims of similar case? Does he have anything in place where it's not just showing that this is just a shock value topic that can make me a lot of money off of a lot of social media platforms? And I don't so far see that in place.
Well,
which
there's
begs
a few things where we couldn't, and my only critique that I'm going, and that's just from
a snippet, yeah,
a snippet. My only critique for Aunt Karen too is the approach of, like, it almost feels with what she said in the beginning, it felt like she was trying to attack him by the certain words and phrases. Well, because you're a poor shot, that's the only reason. And so, like,
because nobody got hurt,
but that was an unnecessary statement. It's a statement. It's a trigger statement. It's a statement to try to rile someone up because you're demeaning someone in the process of trying to explain something. It's an unnecessary statement. So I can see where the frustration part, because she immediately feels like she's attacking him, and I would rather her attack the facts.
Well, it's out of context, because I can say this, that before that happened, something that he posted about on his page was somebody, from what I can understand, a question that came to him about race and racism. And can black people be racist against white people? And for whatever reason, that was the topic of that video or that live stream on his platform. And he discussed that, yes, I do believe that black people can be racist against white people, because and this is me paraphrasing him, he was showing his scars. I, in prison, was attacked by a black man who had like a sword or something like that, simply because, and it was, without showing out, because I'm not going to go to that page, that the way he was discussing that topic, and it was like, your whole topic is about racism against whites and things like that, and you were glossing over the reason. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm trying, because I didn't catch the whole live stream. That's what angered Aunt Karen on that one thing. There's other things that she said that what he's doing and what he has done and what he has said on his platform that has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But that was one that I remember specifically on the topic of race, where he's trying to show this play the victim on his page. Oh yeah, you got attacked. I understand that, but it just came off, and this is just for me. I'm not talking that for Aunt Karen. It came off to me like you're trying to gain my sympathy after, from what you were in prison for. And I know that people can be redeemed. I know people can change. I know it happens, but I've seen so many people who are ex-cons who do it in such different ways, and there's something, for me personally, feels off about this.
Well, you can own what you've done. You can hold yourself accountable and own your actions, all while explaining something that has happened to you that you didn't maybe that was a hardship. Those two things can exist at the same time. It sounds like that's not what he's doing. It sounds like he is complaining and describing victimhood by himself versus the victimhood that he caused for others. And I can understand that being very frustrating for people. I guess when I was talking about my criticism for Aunt Karen was because I think that her argument is important to what she's trying to display here. Should he have a platform? Should he be able to utilize this? You did something really wrong, and now you have access to all these people, and your access to all these people was kind of the problem with why you went to jail. You went to jail because you had hurt, you terrorized
a bunch of people,
mass quantity of people. So why would we want to give you a mass quantity of people to have in the palm of your hand again? So I get that argument, but it makes it very hard to get behind someone's argument. If you have to take someone's personality down or someone's skill sets down to make your argument strong, it's not a good argument. So you got to remove personal attacks, and you got to stick with facts for your argument. And I need it because I need her argument to be valid for her to not go the personal attack route.
I can agree on that, but that was again, I didn't watch that whole that whole conversation. That was them live talking together.
Yeah.
And according to everybody who watched the whole thing, it didn't start off with like that was in the middle or the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know what led to that. That's just the
It sounds
That's just a 1 minute snippet.
Yeah, and
that-
it's coming across very emotional, demeaning, and not factual. And I need facts for this,
Yeah.
especially with something like this, because it's already you're talking about something that's mass terrorizing,
Right.
something that's already very emotional and very compelling in that regard. Well, to create an argument to remove what could be another potential mass terrorizing, you need to have factual arguments and not personal characteristic arguments.
True, not saying that it was there, because again, I didn't watch the whole live. I'm just right now. I'm just going to base on what I'm able to show right now. I wish I could have watched the whole live, but it was.
So we know that this
Here's-
man is getting turned
Here's so for maybe this will give us a little bit more information that I'm seeking to give a conclusion. So on Karen Stitch, another follower of hers who did, I guess, watch the live stream, and this is her take on it.
So we know that this man is getting turned every which way but loose, all right? But I need y'all to understand that Aunt Karen really gave us a look inside his cranium. With one simple statement, she ate John the fuck up. Aunt Karen got her ass up on live and told this motherfucker, the Columbia, that the only reason that people survived his attack is because he's a poor shot. He got offended. Yeah. After he said his little piece, he hit that meat challenge better than New Orleans. The fact that he got offended at being called a poor shot, that should tell y'all that people like him should not be given platforms.
So that's that person's opinion, that because he got offended from that,
About me, why you got my picture showing on there?
and this is, I guess, the offense.
You and likes off of me, and my tragedy that I committed. So you are disrespecting not only me for what I went through, you're disrespecting my victims because you're not interested in veterans. You're on here bullshitting.
Can you pause this for a second?
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed.
Right.
They are not his, like, he's creating ownership
Exactly.
over a terrorizing,
Group that group, yeah,
and they are not his to own.
yeah.
But he's also in his TikToks. He's claiming
Bring the mic closer to you, baby.
he had zero intention to ever.
To hit anybody. Yeah, I remember.
His only intention was
That he shot in the
unalive
ceiling.
himself.
Yeah.
He wanted people to see that.
But-
he wanted to do it in front of people.
But here's the problem with that statement. I can understand him believing that. If they
and that he
might be
knows he terrorized and it harmed
Many
people
people.
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
But that his intention was never
because
to-
he said what he did was he fired into the air. But I mean, is this a 2-story building? Could the Bucks shots gone through the wall? It could have people still could have been harmed, even if that was the plan and whatnot. The people there didn't know this. They were still terrorized.
But also, your point of view on school pew-pews
Mhm.
is kind of irrelevant because that was never your purpose. If that's what you're saying, that
Yeah.
was never your purpose. Your
Right.
purpose
Yeah.
wasn't to go in
Because
and.
then now that becomes convoluted
Right.
and confusing as to why he's got this platform then.
He's
if
saying he wants to educate and do well, but your purpose was not
to
Yeah,
review
you're-
the school.
school.
Your-
It
yeah.
was yourself.
Yeah, so if that was, then your platform needs to be about
Mental health for
your.
Now, exactly, and if it was only about that, I wouldn't have a problem with
Yeah.
it. Me and Joel, when we talked about this, I said, now I know he doesn't have to do what I would do, but if it was me that I was guilty of doing the same thing this person did, 95, maybe 99%, because obviously I have to make a living too, of the income that I would be making off of this platform, that platform, all the platforms that he's on, would be going to those causes, to those charities, to the people, whether they want it or not, if there was something, foundation, anything that I could do to show that I'm being transparent and I'm not in it just for me. But I don't believe, unless I got to do a little bit more digging, maybe he can prove me wrong, I don't believe any of those things are in place. Like I said, he doesn't have to do what I would do, but it just kind of feels like when you said, he didn't start off talking about this, he's talking about it now. It's feeling, what do they say? It's giving me Kyle Rittenhouse. Like you're now just doing this because you know it's shock value, it can get clicks, and what gets clicks can get money. I understand that because you need to make a living, but it's just, I understand why people are picking it apart now.
And not to support him in any way, because I do not, but I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hypocritical, I think, to condemn someone for wanting to make money when a lot of convicts who come
No,
out of
no, I
jail
don't, and I don't, because I know
go-
it's hard for them.
Well, it is hard for them. That is
Yeah.
not even my point.
Yeah.
A lot of them go right back into
The sys- yeah.
the bad,
the system, go back into the system,
drugs,
yeah,
whatever it may be, to make money
because they can't make a living.
because they can't make
Because
money.
nobody will hire them, and they
Yeah.
say, oh, yeah.
So like I said before, I am in full support of someone who has turned their life around, has learned a lesson, and they're wanting to share that lesson. They're wanting to share what they've learned to better their life, to better themselves, to hopefully make a change for the better. If that is the purpose, I will support it.
Right.
It doesn't sound like or seem like that's his actual purpose.
Feel like he could have had a great platform to say, I want to speak to those people out there who are potential pew-pews on what was
Yeah.
going on in my mind.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be
so
a
that I can
good.
change your mind.
That would be a
Right.
good start too. But you would be surprised how many people are on his platform with a total support in many ways. So, some sickies with the support of what he did or what he was back then. Others who were just 100% forgiving, no matter what other people are feeling, the red flags and whatnot. Like I can't read his mind. He could be 100% genuine in his own mind. But
Well, he
to
sounds
take
a little narcissistic just based off of some of the other things
things
he
that you
said.
play exactly.
And I hate to just blatantly use that word because it's a word that gets thrown around all
Right.
the time when we don't know.
But now
necessarily
you're starting to
mean
see
it.
what other people are kind of starting to
It's-
hear and
I'm-
pick apart.
I'm,
yeah.
I'm seeing what I'm hearing, I should say.
Yeah.
What other people are talking about, and I still would want to approach him and approach this argument about whether he should be on TikTok and have a platform with facts.
Or any platform. 'cause
I
know
just
he's
think
on-
attacking, if you're really wanting to get your argument, just like when you go to debate and when you're in school, you debate with facts. They tell you to stay away from the personal, stay away from the emotional, stick with your facts because your argument will stick and people will hear your argument. People will listen to your argument if you don't rile up the emotions.
So overall, what do you think? Just based on the little bit that we probably have to do a little bit more of
I'm
a deep
definitely going to have
dive.
to do some more digging and research.
I mean, it's just
Based on what you
it's
know,
very
babe, what do you
tricky Because he
should
has
he-
a lot of
That's over 255,000 followers.
he's got a lot of victims who
Mm-hmm.
You got
are
some-
now are seeing this and were very, very triggered.
Triggering and upset.
Very
You also
triggered.
got a lot of pew supporters and advocates out there who was,
And I'm not
like I said, looking at him
saying
as the
that
next
people
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Don't deserve a chance, and I'm not saying that it couldn't have been a great thing. I'm saying I think he went around about it. I don't know that TikTok is.
Yeah,
The
and
place to start
somebody
with
put it perfectly. An app
Um,
that was originally intended for. We know it's not really that, but it's intended for kids. This is not the place to do that.
Yeah, TikTok's not for kids. We're
It's
going to
not-
get past that part. We know TikTok's not for kids.
We know that it's not for kids, but that's what people like to say.
Yeah. So
Well,
I am in support of somebody utilizing this platform
Mm-hmm.
to spread
Awareness and
awareness
and
and,
make money.
mental wellness and suicide ideation knowledge and all the things that we need to have conversations about that need to be a part of our everyday communication. And I'm 100% behind that. I also think that we have to be able to meet certain criterias for that. I think that it can be very dangerous to allow someone who has already been a terrorist in a mass situation to have his hand in the cookie jar where there's a crap ton of cookies.
Yeah.
Because it's already been shown he doesn't have the responsibility and the maturity to handle the large cookie jar with the mass quantity of cookies.
Exactly.
He's going to crumble it.
Peter Lang's agreeing with you. You're welcome. Also, as a school pew person, having a let me pull that back up. Having a platform. I just had it up. Where'd it go? Having a platform like that has to be handled very carefully. It has to be something positive, building awareness or working for prevention. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And people are just, and from the little that I've dove into, it's just so far it just feels like that was what you were trying to present it as. But when other people who were offended by it, because I always say anything that's the truth can always withstand the challenge of questioning. And when people came to him with his red flags, I got kudos over there for that. For
You
that one right
did.
there.
It was between her and Di, but okay.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I mean, when anybody gives me a compliment, I gotta highlight that. But when he started to receive that challenge a little bit from the people that were offended and got the red flags by it, I mean, I guess I don't know what I haven't seen all the lives, and I don't know what everybody else saw. But according to Aunt Karen and other people that were out there, they saw enough to go, okay, there's some red flags here. They're picking this apart.